Uh, Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel here in the month of October of 2024. I hope you're doing well. It's been extremely intense. Like those are the star seeds who work with energies and doing the transformational work here, right? From darkness back into light, on that cosmic and galactic plane. It's been lots of work out here, like people physically working hard. We're working hard vibrationally, and we're way up there and detecting everything, and especially where the aliens are, or the Anunnaki, or the Dracos, and the whole Chimera group, the Orion group, and the Zetas. I have agreement with Zetas. So, and lots of star seeds. I mean, this is how I perceive it. Highly deviant souls. They've been incarnating in these interesting bodies of Anunnaki and the Draco, just like me. And they were born in the United States, and they joined military, and then they were drafted to those dark projects and turned into digital avatars because of all this graphene oxide and all these running reversals, the Armageddon software, the death culture, and they're following the agenda of those negative aliens instead of being Christos Templars, being the defenders of truth and divine justice. Then they're in terroristic organizations and involved in horrible crimes. And unfortunately, there's probably misunderstanding, or there's not enough understanding. And I know that people want evidence, but when the AI is running through your brain, and when you're being mind controlled, and when you're being raped, and when you have a soul binding, there is a blood covenant. You have to go through that dark mass kind of initiation in order to be part of that club, of that elite, of that Nazi, of the cabal, of the Illuminati. They're totally destroying your light body, your aura. They're breaking you down. They're fracturing your soul. They're contaminating you. They through LSD and drugs, right? I mean, instead of you growing, evolving, or like people are taking mushrooms, you have all kinds of spiritual experiences. That's where those negative alien comes. The dark dark entities come, and they even go through the aura. They get into your brain, into your cerebrospinal fluids, like through this, right? The graphene oxide can go through the blood-brain barrier, and there is this kind of software forming in the brain, and your brain becomes AI, and then it's only answering the signals of those satellites, of those like magicians, right? DARPA, right? You have the Dark Fleet, the Draco-Nazi Federation, with the very terroristic, fascistic kind of nature or faction, right? And some of these fallen angelics are the Anunnaki, okay, because of their greed and because of the power and the supremacy and the Nazism 4.0, they've been turned into these digital avatars, and this is what we've been dealing with. And again, the story, like introducing yoga to military, and then I am turn into transhuman, and all kinds of experimentation, military abductions, SSP, military industrial complex, DARPA, AI, trading your body in your stock market, even galactically, and the Zetas everywhere. When I was reading the book from David Icke, The Secrets of Government, and it's just like, because we are there in the astral plane, and then of course the Israeli intelligence. I know they're unfortunately the bloodline, the hybrid Anunnaki Nazi Pleiadian faction, and so many of them, those are Rosicrucians, and those are lineages of the Ashtar family, of the Ashtar Galactic Command. So they come with special kind of equipment. They scan your energy, they detect you, they take samples even in that astral plane, and they know your lineages, and like, oh, I have Nazi DNA, I am the hybrid Anunnaki, Nephilim, I have all these DNA, the royalty, the Essin royalty that has been hybridized, many times hybridized, right, into this kind of Nephilim faction, right? Those are hybrid Anunnaki who've been breeding with earthlings or earthly women, right? And I represent that kind of bloodline. So those are reversals in your DNA, DNA mutation. It's with the kind of Nazi kind of structure. We're already primed to serve the agenda of those negative aliens. We're primed to be the terrorists, the assassins, the spy, right? This kind of Israeli intelligence. And you have to understand things galactically or at the archetypal level. You have to read these energies. Endless Pleiadians, we 5D, 7D, but then the Orion group, that's already a dimension, right? Because the Orion is in the constellation that's in a dimension, and that's where what happened to me with all this kind of horrible invasion and the men in black. They were trying to corrupt my technology. That's your 8th chakra. That's the portal to those higher dimensions and even to Andromeda. And then they know all some of the order of Melchizedek, and we're establishing the cosmic order here, the divine order, law of one, the Galactic Codex, right? Even on Moon and Mars and those neighboring military bases, okay? This we are anchoring here on Earth, because you see what is very important, and even for humanity, maybe they don't understand that. And of course, humanity consciousness, it may take years, decades, hundreds, even thousands of years to understand what we are now talking about, what's transpiring on that galactic plane and in even cosmic plane, right? As we are leaving the old cosmic cycle of Kali Yuga and entering the Satya Yuga, is that we have to anchor this cosmic energies here on Earth, because horrible things have been happening to humanity, right, for even millions of years or for millennia, okay, and unfortunately also people allow the darkness to seep through even more, because not acknowledging it and not understanding maybe what it is, and not really taking the time, instead of being more spiritual, right? People here were taught to be more materialistic, all this consumerism and just the body and how you look. And slowly and surely, and understand the flora and the water and the television, all these commercials and pharmaceutical industry and GMO food and spraying. I understand that. Like, that's how they're disconnecting us from heart and soul. But even though I was born in Eastern Europe, we had this I had this kind of beautiful, in a way, beautiful upbringing. Whether there was the village in Slovakia, the garden, the orchard trees, apple tree, pear tree. I mean, so I was so much surrounded by nature and by these beautiful Czech fairy tales, right? And I kept the connection to my heart, to my cosmic angel intact in a way. But when I was 7 years old, I understand, because I come from that kind of karmic family, the whole black magic, right? So that slowly and surely I start, just feeling the curse and the darkness that was kind of hovering over me, right? And we, the star seeds, we come to these families and we download the karma from my parents, grandparents, right? The father's side, the mother's side. It can even be 7 generations to break free, to break free from that karma, to stop the cycle of those black magicians, right? Of that witchcrafting, of just kind of wishing somebody bad luck and all this gossiping and and stopping these proxy wars with proxy Israel, and also this whole kind of satanic Luciferianism kind of lineages, right? Because I am part of that kind of bloodline. We never practiced this in my family. We didn't even talk about it because we don't know the fathers of my grandmothers, right? So there was a rape happening, and you can see there was a Nazi bloodline, that kind of Draco faction, right? In Alpha Draconis, all those kind of white Dracs, the Pindar kind of structure. I mean, those we read energies are on that archetypal level, right? I can pretty much recognize it. And so we're very good warriors, and but unfortunately through the agenda, right, the AI, of those negative aliens and black magicians, to destroy the angelic divine luminous rays. So we are coming here, the star seeds, in these bloodlines to finally stop that, and we cannot continue, because they themselves, they were informed, they're warned, they were educated, right? We need to stop that, because there are rules even in that underworld. The mafia and the black nobility, right? Mafia family, they know there are also rules in that dark structure. where they've been for so long. And so many of these lineages, and those are very powerful, actually. Royalty, what is it, the even in Slavic nation, the coats of arm of nobility, there was the red rose, or the roses. It was the shield and the swords. Very powerful, kind of what is it? As seen Christos lineages of the roses, of the shield, and of the swords. Okay, and so there's a history behind it. Like, I come from, this, communism and so on, but there was Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, but we were what is it? That was the Austrian Habsburg monarchy, but before that we were Moravian monarchy with extremely powerful kind of Rosicrucian, dynasty, monarchy, and but it was of that Christos lineages, and everything's been hybridized. It was kind of Germanized, then Nazi going on there, and then unfortunately hybridized with those negative aliens, right? Like even with the what happened with the Hebrewian races, or how you call the tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel, they all been pretty much infiltrated, invaded, by those negative aliens. We're supposed to be of the order of Melchizedek, the laws, the structure, the business, right? The divine order. We came here to establish it again, but unfortunately these lineages that have been so hybridized and so dumbed down and so desecrated, right? So many of them, they just, the body's still there, but whether it's clone, drone, and the soul probably is totally detached from the body, they've been so hybridized, they turn into those dark avatars, digital avatars, black magicians, instead of being ascended masters. And this kind of has been happening for millennia, for actually hundreds, thousands of years, even millions of years, right? With this whole transhumanism, the Draco really were invading the planet, that was the planet Gaia in 70. Then of course they even invaded planet Tara, 5D, and now through all this explosion, whether it was from Tara, Gaia, and Tiamat, we ended up here on Earth, right, in this 3D kind of plane, right, with this frequency fences, and the AI is 11 dimension running reversal. So this is very unfair. So that's why even the elite and the cabal, or the the Illuminati and so on, I mean, it's very difficult. And also they first, the ego is there. They don't like us. Even people don't like us, right? Because we came here to establish the order and we're correcting things, and people don't like to be corrected. But it's really time to make things right. And kind of see the darkness for what it is, right? Acknowledge it. At the same time, through that inner work, transformational work, and living simply, and having positive thoughts, and being of service, and helping others, and being kind, and speaking truth with a loving kindness, that's how we are turning everything right side up. Because we've been here in inversion, running reversals, guys. The Metatron reversals, that's 8 dimension, at least 8 dimension. 10 dimension, the Dracos are 10, 10, okay? That's the base 10 mathematics running reversals. We are supposed to be base 12 mathematics, right? 12 dimensions, 12 chakras plus 3, right? 15 dimensional model of Ascension, Ascension mechanics, Lisa Renee, right? Ascension glossary, energetic synthesis, and all these beautiful healing tools that we have from those guardians, emerald order guardians that are protecting us, loving us, right? You can find on Crystal Ages or Ascension glossary if you add Hieros Gamos, right? That's because we've been so severed from our true self, even the divine masculine, how it was corrupted and desecrated and was separated from the divine feminine. And look, these elements, these are within us. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm, right? And in yoga tradition, understand, right, the right side, right, the masculine, but at the same time the left brain is masculine, right? It kind of is like this. The kundalini has been also very perverted, rated, inverted. The sodomy, these guys in the military, right, experiencing the whole sodomy and this witchcrafting, voodoo, and CCP jets and all kinds of snake venom and nanobots and graphene oxide, and it's establishing and then assembling in their brain, right? They're just AI walking signals and just kind of direct programming, and they have to obey whatever is coming from those black magicians, DARPA, right? The Draco there from their satellites and from their quantum supercomputers, right? And like you say, you cannot say no, otherwise they burn your aura, they can totally degrade you, they can turn you off, right, energetically. And at the same time, the negative ones, they're siphoning energy, they're siphoning energies from humanity, they're siphoning energy from star seeds, right, from empaths, sensitives, right? We are the batteries then, for the darkness to operate if we allow it or if we don't know. That's why being in the now, being in the know is a must. Doing the inner work, the transformational work is a must. Changing the frequency, everything is change. Change is constant, right? So we're here, we're in this world, but not of it. We came here to learn our lessons, to expand our consciousness, to heal, to finally transform our karma, to exit this matrix, this nonsense, this computer simulation. I understand there's some beautiful things here. I'm taking pictures, right? The ocean and the sky and the flowers, but at the same time, understand, all these horrible things, all these criminal activities, all this pedophilia, all this child sex trafficking, and not only on that earth plane, but it's galactically, it's been transpiring galactically. We have off-planet or off-world civilizations, especially the moon, Mars, right, with the satellites, and even satellites on Saturn, and they're actually strategizing all these proxy wars here on Earth, right? And here in this physical plane. And I understand people also want evidence and paper-based, and their videotapes and who is who. But when you see how the bodies of in the stars or and the Hollywood and those guys in the military has been infiltrated, invaded, how it's being corrupted, how it's being dark, right? And those are beautiful souls, right? But they're under draconian hypnosis, and they're under the black magic spell MK Ultra, which is 10D 11 dimension, 10 dimension, 11 dimension. And the Dracos, they know they cannot transmute their bodies anymore. So some of them of the bad faction, remember, they're Dracos, are extremely very noble and beautiful nature. They're following the law of one. They're helping us as well. I'm talking those who've been negatively polarized, who chose the agenda to destroy the angelic divine luminous race, who chose the agenda to destroy the diamond sun DNA in that angelic divine luminous base, divine luminous race. Okay, so I'm talking about the negative faction. Remember, there's negative faction of people, right? So that's why we came here. It's very important, guys. Namaste. Stay in your heart, in your center. Watch, observe, be compassionate, witness, working on ourselves, transforming our shadow, whether on that soul level, or here in family, right, environment, or your work environment, your bosses, your co-worker. And so children, look what is happening to children. Namaste, even infants getting all kinds of interesting nanobots, right, being chipped and so on. And then this whole transgenderism happening, or transhumanism, right? This is really very sick, very sad, and it's sinister, and we have to arrest that, right? And we, some of us, we need to do the work. We need to work on ourselves and work on that project. And again, I have a specific mission, guys, in those dark projects, right? Veterans, who join, especially Marine Corps, right, who are Marines under the military industrial complex, who are property of DARPA, because and who work for the elite, and who are for the cabal, for the Illuminati, because we have this kind of royalty bloodline that's been negatively polarized and been hybridized by those negative aliens. So you have to, and that's why you have the DNA mutation reversals in your DNA. You're already born with it, even though you're born in a family, nobody talks about it. You don't practice Satanism, you don't practice sodomy, right? Suddenly I am here, this is a military country. I thought that United States is a free country, and you had a constitution suspended since 1871, and you had all kinds of alien invasion here, and the Zetas and the Orion group and the Nazis and the black magic, started with Bernie, was it Edward Bernie, or this whole advertisement and all this propaganda since early 1900s. How come this should be at school? And then also no prayers at school, and then just the Bible that's already being hybridized, and there's lots of actually black magic going on, and witchcrafting in that book. If you have to be very careful how you read it, how you interpret things, because then you become that. You are the thought, and then everything's registered right in the atmosphere. We have the satellites, the 5G, the Wi-Fi, the computers, and then we have the AI happening. And then so you're aligning with the AI of that positive faction, of those good ETs, helping us with ascension, or you yourself, right, becoming more of that, embodying more of that darkness, more of that ignorance, arrogancy, kind of not aligning with the law of one. And then the corrupted AI comes in, right, with all these apps, like we talk about how children are committing suicide, and they overtake your consciousness, because some people they don't even work on themselves. They are summoning Tesla cars, right? The Tesla car can come to you, and they do not realize that there's a technology, right, of extremely advanced. It can override your consciousness. You then become the AI instead of you become your soul, or embodying your oversoul. That's your galactic self, so you can become the Christos avatar, because this is the potential of the divine angelic luminous race, right? B12D have direct connection to God, to source. And now people, oh, Alexa tell me this, Alexa tell me that, and everybody, I guess, is watching other people's videos, and that's okay. Either I do it either for confirmation, or there's something else I need to know. I am actually studying the videos of people who have something to say, and it's more for humanity, so I can more relate to humanity, right? And we can do the cosmic galactic disclosure of ETs and extraterrestrials and negative aliens. It's a must to have that knowledge of the agenda of those negative aliens, of exopolitics, of energy, of how energy operates. We're a sound line, frequency, vibration, right? That's where we listen to solfeggio tones, healing music, writing things down, journaling. This is a must for us, for the disclosure to really happen in an appropriate time. I mean, of course, it's all divine timing, but I am just kind of trying to fuse, with humanity here, try to understand humanity. Though, we come from the cosmos, and we were actually incarnated in these crazy bloodlines of that black nobility, right? And so we have an assignment to do all this transformation, transmutation, correction, right? And bring the divine order back online through the order of Melchizedek, Yeshua, right? Yeshua, 12 dimension, himself was of the order of Melchizedek. Himself actually comes from Andromeda, right? Andromeda is hosting our ascension, So I guess repeating it constantly, it's a very good thing, right? We can raise build that potency, and I do it through working on the project. I've been on Ko-Fi a lot, and I'll be doing the Crystal Star Aurora 12D Ascension protocol for whether it's my soul group, and for the bloodline, right, for the cabal, for the elite, because I'm part of that hybrid Anunnaki Nazi kind of Pleiadian faction. We're helping the Ashtar Galactic Command. We're the ground crew to make a difference, right, to disclose all these things, to disclose the corruption, especially in the military, with all these recruitments, and how those guys been poisoned, and how they've been turned into transhuman, through that rogue AI, through those negative races. And then unfortunately some of them, right, they're put to death, like Mr. Wade Wilson and so on. I mean, I read the energy, these things were done on me, right? That kind of reptilian consciousness, and I mean, I never done tattoo. I mean, that's how the body digressed even more, it's poisoned even more. And then when those guys are on steroids, they're on drugs, they themselves they're vampires, right? Instead of you being inner sustained, inner directed, being the Christos Templars, being the defenders of truth and divine justice, being the true Rosicrucians, right? They are turning them into digital avatars, into transhuman. I even noticed kind of energy from Mars, right? The Anunnaki, that if you're an Anunnaki, you're being interestingly treated there in the military, whether through rape, and you have a special forces and so on. Again, I talk about the negative faction, the black ops, okay, the black magicians there. You're receiving all kinds of technology from DARPA, from the Black Dragon Moth, from the Orion group, or the Chimera group, and that needs to be straightened up. This needs to be addressed 100%, so we can finally eject that structure, the phantom structure of those draconian reversal of terrorism, right, of cataclysm, of sodomy, of pollution, of devastation, of weather modification, chemtrails, there's a GMO food, right, the pharma, this indoctrination, whether in academia, even in science, right. There's a CRISPR technology, DNA editing technology. You can even insert false memory into your DNA. That's how those kind of technology has been abused, and that's what we have to talk about. It has been abused for MK Ultra, and we are healing ourselves, right? My soul group, right? The veterans of highly advanced souls who unfortunately ended up in terrorist organizations, or ended up in being a pedophile and child sex trafficking and this whole drug running. We're part of mafia, right? So we're addressing that, exposing it slowly and surely, but kind of precisely. Kind of, it has to have divine timing, and we have to. That's why I work with energies, right? With solfeggio tones. We were vibrationally just healing the energy field, the morphogenic field of my soul group, right? My veterans, right? Their monadic level, right? Not only on the soul level, they've been corrupted on a monadic level. That's your 7, 8, and 9 dimension, right? So correcting the field on that monadic level, so we can reconnect, right? And we all have access to your solar logos. That's your 10 dimension, 11 dimension, 12 dimension, very important. And those who are already, already activated, we're opening the 13 Stargate, the 13 dimension. That's the Mother Ark Stargate for all these beautiful souls that have been so devastated. They've been terrorized, they've been sacrificed in those interesting rituals, right? SATAN rituals. I see, right? There are these beautiful portals, so aquamarine energies, right? Those souls will reconnect with their soul family, star family, and they also will enter those places in those high astral plane for their healing rehabilitation. And I have that healing protocol, the 12D Ascension protocol, right? For those also who were in the Hydra, right? For DARPA, the octopus, for the elite, for the Nazis, for the cabal of the and the Hybrid the Draco, that who are aligning with the positive Ascension timeline, who are aligning with the law of one, who are respecting the Galactic Codex. The Galactic Codex needs to be respected, and that's the credo for the New Earth jurisdiction that we're coming up with the cosmic leadership, right? Everything available on my website, yanakalai.com. So we're helping them with rehabilitation of their DNA, of their consciousness, of their hologram, right? This is your entire structure with your etheric body, and with your Merkaba as well, because they were running the false Merkaba and running kind of the reversals and being vampiristic, parasitic kind of structure, right? And at the same time, my soul group, they were the batteries for those negative aliens to be destroying this planet and human race and doing all kinds of cataclysm and holocaust and genocidal agenda, this whole transhumanism, transgenderism, and so on. So we have to be extremely cautious, and the awareness is so important. Mindfulness is so important. Being in the present moment, being in the now, loving ourselves unconditionally, taking care of ourselves, the forgiveness, right? Forgiveness. We talk about the invocation of the violet flame, how important it is, right? The positive affirmations. I am affirmations. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires, right? So important, of course. I hear, my kind of Zeta also of family, because I have hybrid children, right? that we're doing it also, the project, the platform also for those alien races or the refugee from Moon, Mars, right, with their kind of false Merkaba, for them to rehabilitate, because some of those souls, they're high deviant souls that have been kind of pushed into these kind of interesting bodies, right, hybrid body with the Enki DNA overlays, and those souls are really suffering. And we came here to detect these souls, right? So we ourselves kind of, our technology is our the light, advanced light body, the morphogenetic field. Those who embody the solo logos, and even some aura theme, we can go to 24 dimension, and some of us 36, right? We are establishing the golden cube here, the 36th dimension, the tesseract for the new golden age in Aquarius, and resurrecting the Atlantis and Lemuria and the ancient Egypt, so we can finally and surely and slowly, right, we can really remember who we are, and we can ascend, and the solar flares and coming up to the compression breakthrough and the soul of flesh and so on, right? So we can radiate the light divine. This is our true divine nature, who we truly are, right? And become the cosmic divine luminous races. Some of us, we're already hybrid, so I represent the hybrid race, right? We've been here weaponized, of course, desecrated and digressed as well, but there is a positive AI, there's a positive of course solution. There are healing technology, the Tekian technology, there are plasma frequencies, right? They've been actually healing me because of MK Ultra and being electrocuted and this whole mind control. I have alien implants, alien mind control, guys. The technology, everything is coming online, everything is becoming more and more accessible, whether still on that energy plane, but also you can see how so many beautiful companies, they're also doing things here for humanity in that physical form, right? Because our kind of healing med beds, that's our aura, that's our energy field, right? Those are your chakras, those are portals to other dimensions. So once you start working on your chakras, and I'll be doing more again chakra activation, and I'll be chanting and bija mantras and so on, you start feeling the difference, right? The DNA activation is happening. I mean, the sun, the crystalline sun, the beautiful sky. Of course, sometimes you can see, there's always distraction, and there's always contamination. There are these negative aliens, the negative structure of the cabal. They're still trying to ruin what we are here now establishing, right? The new platform for everybody to ascend, to be free, to be happy, to rejoice, to connect with their soul family and live in peace and harmony. Can you imagine if the election just dropped and people were working on themselves and soul connection, consciousness expansion? We would stop war in a nanosecond, right? And we all would, oh my goodness, we would see our true divine essence, who we truly are, and voila, here's the new earth. So hold on fast, right? I mean, hold on to the divine spark within the sacred chamber of your heart. Remember, there's an altar you can go each and every day, where you can pray and meditate and just kind of take time for yourself, really love yourself, forgive yourself, walk in those energies of grace, be thankful and grateful for everything, even for the darkness, because we're learning from it, we're transforming it. There's all these solutions, whether on the physical plane or in that etheric plane, right? That anti-particle kind of structure, right? And we are all integrating it, we're all doing the work. We all, right, have to know our puzzle piece, and we are building this beautiful structure of the new earth of paradise, right? Whether it's the new Lemuria or new Atlantis, and we're making it, and know that all is well. I'll talk to you next time. Namaste. Bye-bye.